Hi, I'm Katie Johnson. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and right now Stampin' Up! Has an awesome sale on catalog product from the annual catalog. What I want to do in this video is spend a little bit of time talking about the dies, because the dies are all 20% off. Now, usually when we look at a catalog, we're looking at maybe the paper or the stamp sets because we're all focused on the imagery, and I think sometimes we forget that there's a lot of awesome, really useful standalone dies. So let's take a look. This is the current catalog, and this is being filmed, by the way, in November of 2022. So this is the current catalog, and I do this with my catalog. I go to the catalog every day, multiple times, so I want to be able to find things quickly. In the back of this catalog are some standalone dies. Now, up in this section up here, there are bundles where the stamp set and the die set coordinate, and I point that out really quickly only because if you're looking at getting bundled product with this sale, it's actually less expensive to buy the stamp set and the die set individually. With a bundle price, you only save 10%, but right now the stamps are 15% off and the dies are 20% off. So just a little tip, if you're looking at buying any bundled product during this sale right now, buy the two parts separately and you'll save a little bit more. So here's the back where they have all these individual dies that don't necessarily, well, some of them actually do coordinate with a stamp set. They're just no longer bundled. But like, look at this one here. You don't need a stamp set to use this one. This has got some really good just background elements to add some wonderful interest to your project. This one down here, the beautiful shapes dies, a variety of different size circles, a variety of different size hexagons, and then you've got some little parts down here that you can really play around with like tanagrams and do some fun stuff with. The butterfly die set, there is a coordinating stamp set, but you don't need it. Oh my goodness, just think of the beautiful things you can do with paper, cutting out the large butterflies and then topping them off with these detail butterflies. Basic border dies. Oh, there's no coordinating stamp set for that. This is just some great elements that you can use to add interest to a card itself or even to cut the edge of an envelope. This is a wonderful bunch of some interesting elements, layering some things with pine cones and needles can go with any stamp set that you've got. Cracker Jack treat box dies, a bunch of layering different shapes, nesting shapes, awesome for doing framing of card elements. Again, some edgelit dies. None of these things require any particular image. This is a die that cuts a bunch of little holes. Again, great elements. This one, designer tags. You can do some really cute stuff with this. The Eden dies, they do coordinate with a stamp set, but again, these would just make some beautiful elements to go with any stamped sentiment or any stamped image. This makes a nice corner for a card. These are some beautiful framelets. Again, some beautiful frames. Okay, these are obviously go with a particular stamp set. Down here, this is a really fun set for making whirling cards. It's like making an interactive card. You stamp on this circle with whatever you want to stamp. And then that little teeny hole, you probably can't see. There you go. Little tiny hole here, little tiny hole here. Put them together with a brad, and then you can do like the kids' magic viewfinder things. Everybody needs a set of nesting, layering circle dies, and this has plain circles and scalloped edge circles, so bonus. This is a very different shape, but again, it's a bunch of nesting shapes that you can make holes or layers for seeing down into a water scene or building up mountains or just layering sentiments. Hey, words. People love word dies. This is great. You can make mountains and trees, and again, it doesn't need any particular stamp set. It doesn't depend on any stamp set imagery to have the dies work. This one makes a little pocket shape. This one is just some great layering and a beautiful wreath. Palm trees, it goes with a stamp set, but gosh, you could use those by themselves. This die right here cuts holes, and you could use the piece with the holes on the front of your card, or you can cut the holes that it cuts out. You could use those shapes on your card as well. This one has some layering poppy shapes. There is a coordinating stamp set, but this one doesn't need the stamp set. Beautiful lattice work for the back of a card. This one is a pillow box die. This one is just beautiful little die shapes. I wish I had a sample to show you. I don't actually have this one, but I might get it with this sale. But it die cuts part of the image, and then like you can lift up the little wings of the butterfly. Let's see what else is independent of a particular stamp set. This is some fun shapes to add. A guitar, a drill, a mountain scene, a fishing pole, and a beard. Some layering, nested, scalloped rectangles. This is a great background piece to add to any card. This is just a bunch of layering dies that have a little bit of embossing on them as well, so they look like sequins. This is beautiful. Again, I should have brought in samples. I'm just pointing out the dies here, but it cuts a stitched shape into the paper. It doesn't cut anything. It just punches little holes and creates this beautiful background shape. This is stitched rectangle dies that would nest and layer. This, again, doesn't cut out anything. Instead, it impresses a shape that would frame whatever you want to stamp. It's not dependent on any particular stamp set. This one cuts a bunch of layering squares, a bunch of layering circles, a bunch of layering banners. This one, there's a lot of pieces in this that would not require a particular stamp set. So in other words, you could die cut the leaves and then die cut the elements that would go on top of it. The sunflowers, this is beautiful. There's a lot of beautiful things you can do with layering these dies. Tag dies. This is extremely interesting. This is a set that cuts out the dies, and it's an embossing folder, and they go together. It's a hybrid kind of thing. So all these dies, everything back here, all the embossing folders, dies are all 20% off, including if you were to look at some of these things which are sold as a bundle. You could buy the die set at 20% off and the stamp set at 15% off, all of those things. And then all of the embossing folders. These guys are all also 20% off with this sale. So get out your catalog, get out your list, and see what kind of savings you can get before Friday. So once again, that sale is 4 days only, Tuesday through Friday. All punches are 10% off. All stamps are 15% off, and the embossing folders and the dies and the specialty papers, or the designer papers, most of the papers are all also at 20% off. Just check out my website. I'll put a link in the description of the video, or maybe I'll put a description right up here underneath my display and see if I can put the link in there to shop and just check out and see the stuff that's on sale. So are you going to start making your list? Are you afraid that you're going to wake up Saturday morning and go, oh, I forgot to buy anything with the sale? I will be sending an email reminder on Friday to everyone who's on my email list. And if you're not on my email list, right up here again, I'll put a link so that you can join the email list. And by the way, if you're a demonstrator, remember, you get your discount as well as the sale price. One of the benefits of joining Stampin' Up. If you're not a demonstrator, I gotta tell you that most people who purchase the starter kit, most people who join Stampin' Up, join because they want the discount. It's an awesome discount buying program. You get 20% to start with, and depending upon what your sales are, you could even end up getting more than that. And of course, with the sale, you are going to get more than that because you're going to get the sale price and the discount. And I'm not sure when you're seeing this. I'm filming it in November during the sale, during the 4-day sale, but you might be watching this afterwards. Guess what? Buying your list of stuff as the starter kit is the best deal there is any time of the year. You spend $99, you choose $125 worth of stuff. It's a no-brainer. You get 20% right off the bat, and Stampin' Up! Gives you free shipping on that starter kit. If you're interested in joining, if you join with me, you're not going to be alone. I support my team. I send out weekly emails to people reminding them of some of the issues going on with the company, important things they don't want to miss, ideas for maximizing their spending with Stampin' Up! And there's no commitment. You can quit anytime. And if you've been a demonstrator in the past, you can rejoin. It's all good. So message me with any questions, and I hope you got some incredible ideas for the awesome ways that you can use dies on your projects. Catch you in the next video. Bye.